Hello, welcome to Social Distractions Live, where if you have been paying attention, we have dropped all these laptops down the back stairs. None of them works. We were trying to engage you guys in a fuller, more 360 type of way. Unfortunately, Instagram is not set up like that. You know what I'm saying? Ever since Versus came and messed it all up, they're not really able to do all these things. So our Instagram followers will be back with you guys next week. But for everybody else, welcome to Social Distractions. As you guys know, this is Social Distractions where we discuss everything that's going on in the world and right here at home, covering all the hottest trends that are happening in news, social media, and everywhere in between. I am Mike Mizzle, and I will be helping moderate today's show with two of my favorite hosts and our ambush guests. We have Tony DP, aka my social ambassador. He is our brand specialist, and he teaches us about everything that we cannot afford. We also have Cecily Jamela. She is the brains of this operation, and she won't be here, and we probably will fuck everything up. And today, I'm Mike Mizzle, and I'm getting drunk, and you're going to be able to tell me in about 5 minutes because I'm drinking tequila, and it's kicking in. And we have our ambush guest. Yes, Kallee Brookes is here with us tonight. She is an actor and a music artist who just released her visuals for her single Mad. You guys can go over to her page and find that. I saw it. It's incredible. She's an incredible artist and a wonderful person. I met her, and the very first day that I met her, she drugged me to her house, to the studio, and she locked me in the closet until I created a song with her that is incredible. Me and another friend of ours got there. We did it. We stayed up all night, and it's super duper incredible. And I think she handed it off to a famous person's producer who's mixing it. So
Yes.
you guys look for that soon. But
Oh yeah.
Callie, really quick, just tell us about Mad and tell us the inspiration behind Mad.
Just lately it seems like everybody's been mad at me for some reason or another. Like I just get hosed mad, sad, angry, pissed off. So I was like, I'm just gonna make a song about this since everybody wants to have an attitude. And I'm just gonna talk a bunch of shit and say exactly how I feel. That's what I did. And I made a fun, colorful video to match my personality.
I saw that.
Yeah.
It was great. It was great. And it's really hard to please everybody. And so when somebody said when you try to please everybody, you kind of just you lose yourself. And I think that's what happened with Rich the Kid. I think Rich the Kid was out trying to do something really really nice and incredible, and that didn't go.
Oh,
Tony, give us a the rundown on what happened with Rich the Kid. Sorry about that, guys. I told you I was drunk.
I was like, damn, we gonna watch it now.
well, Rich the Kid was in Beverly Hills in front of the Burberry store. So he decided to be Robin Hood and throw wads of cash out to deserving or undeserving citizens of Beverly Hills. So he caused a melee, if you will. And then, it was going well. Everybody was running over to him, speaking to him. They had access to him. And then the cops show up. The cops wrote him a ticket for littering because of all the money that he had thrown out of his car window. And apparently he was really jovial about the fact that he had just signed a new multi-million-dollar record contract. So it looks like he's going to be rich for a minute. And he was just spreading the wealth amongst the people in Beverly Hills. I don't know why he didn't go to the hood and do that, but he did it in Beverly Hills, and that's just kind of what it is. Let me ask you this: if you guys were in Beverly Hills and he was throwing money out the window, would you have ran over there and grabbed some?
Hell yeah, 100%.
I definitely would have. Do you guys want to do we want to see what it looked like out in the streets?
Yeah,
Let's take a look at it, and then I'll have a better feel of how I would have felt in that moment.
Oh, Rich, what's good? Hey, oh shit. Rich, how much you throwing up today? Wow. Woo.
It's my birthday! Happy birthday, baby!
Rich, you're turning Rodeo into the club. Hey, Rich, does this count as a charitable donation for your taxes?
Okay, so he asked a perfect question. Is this charity or is this clout?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Charity for me,
Charity
charity.
for whom?
Thank you. Charity to home. You're in Beverly Hills. You're in Beverly Hills where only the rich people shop, where everything on that block is $1,000 and up, including a tuna melt sandwich, and you're throwing thousands of dollars in the. I mean, but then again, I'm sorry because the PPP checks have come through, and Rodeo Drive has been popping with the Melanites. The Melanites have been over there, and they've been buying out all the stores. So that, you know what? I don't know. For me, it's clout. I'm gonna say clout, and the reason I say it's clout is because there are ways to be charitable. You can't write that off. You can't file your taxes and be like, yo, I threw $100,000 in the streets on Rodeo Drive, and so I want to deduct that from my taxes. I don't think that's gonna happen.
I was TMZ there already.
TMZ's everywhere.
They called him.
Yeah, they called him. Of course they called him.
There's a homeless encampment right here off behind the 101 right here. He could have done that. There'd been no cameras though.
No, it wouldn't have, and the police would have got there a lot faster.
I agree. I agree with Callie. I feel like there are other zip codes you could have visited, but perhaps maybe you're still afraid after what happened with you and Usher a year or so ago. So there's that.
About that.
Yeah.
He's been robbed twice that we know of.
This is true. And he got beat up by Lil Uzi Vert.
He looks like he's on the fast track to get robbed again.
Exactly, and that's the problem because they say that after he posted a wad of cash, a few hours later he was robbed. Some folks were shot in the studio, and Usher was there. So my thing is like, have you not learned your lesson though?
That part. Not.
Obviously not. Obviously not. And at the end of the day, for me, my spirit animal is the girl with the green sweater on because she's like, it's my birthday, move. It's my birthday, and she was put in her pocket. And I'm here for her. I'm here for her because I don't know where she was going that day, but she ran into her blessings. And I'm her. That's my spirit animal.
I wasn't sure about the police coming and the ticket and all that until I saw the video, and it actually does look a lot like littering too.
Yeah, it
is. It
is.
Well, $1 bills too.
$1 bills too.
How many $1 bills can you catch to actually justify that action and being caught on camera? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Maybe
you got those ones, called TMZ, told them to meet him on Rodeo Drive with the limo with the curtain. Come on.
Yeah.
Right.
No, that old school limo. Yeah, you did with the curtain. Yeah, you did with the velour interior.
Yes, and here's the thing, though.
Velveteen.
Here's the thing: the fact that it was dollar bills is why they said it was littering.
That's what I think so too.
Like, had you been throwing 20s, the cops have been too busy picking up money to be writing you a ticket. They came out there like, oh, he's throwing hundreds, and he pulled up, and you throwing singles. You are littering, and you're gonna get out and get this out the streets.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not into it.
Me neither. I feel like it's clout, and I agree with both of you guys. I feel like it's clout. I feel like if you're gonna do it, go do it. You go to Boys and Girls Club. Go to go to Salvation Army. Go somewhere where the money is actually going to make a difference, even if it doesn't. Even if nobody we know gets it. But like you said, there's no cameras. There's no cameras in Skid Row, and the Maybach would have been on bricks by the time y'all got to the corner. So. I don't know what's going on, but I just feel like what I feel like I'm happy he got it. I'm happy he got the deal. I'm grateful that he got the deal. I don't know any of his music. I really know him more for getting robbed and get beat up. So hey, maybe this is it. Maybe this will change it but I don't think so because you're still out there doing the same thing. So
maybe he went somewhere else that we didn't see that was off camera that they didn't report on. And maybe this was his time to as you say, get his clout in Beverly Hills because it was safe. We don't know what else he's done with his money. That's just dollars is really nothing. Throw out of a window. So,
right, exactly.
Is he dropping a new song now after this?
Maybe. Unless the lyrics is on those dollars, I don't know. I don't know. But you know what? Hey, it's for clout. It's for clout. Like, I mean, even if it's charitable, it's for clout. And you got what you wanted. You got the write-up. You got a ticket. But, I mean, it's a littering ticket. You could have literally picked up the fine for the ticket off the dollars that you threw out the window, and you would have been good. But it's for clout. And you got to be careful. You got to be careful when you're doing things for clout because a lot of times those things can backfire. And that's not only in the music industry, and that's not for celebrities, but that also counts for relationships. And we saw that happen in the last couple of weeks. There's been like a few influencers that have really run into a lot of bad press. And I don't know, they say all press is good press, but I don't know. I don't know particularly know who these guys are, but there's been 3 different instances of celebrity influencers who have been resorted to putting all of their business out on Instagram. There's a guy named Delay. Don't know who he is. There's another guy named Billy Sorella.
Sorrel.
Sorrel. Don't know who he is. And there's a third person named Jason from Hollywood Unlocked. His name is Jason.
Jason Lee.
Jason Lee. Not really familiar with him, but in the last month, each of them have aired out their personal sex lives on the internet. They have told all their sexual business, who they sleeping with, how they were sleeping with them, what they would do. You know what? I'm gonna let them tell you. Because I'm not gonna really be able to tell it. I'm gonna let them tell you.
Sleep with my wife. That's what he said. D-Day tried to sleep with my wife. Wrong! I slept with your wife. And that's not to make her look like a bad person, nor him. That was the game that we were playing. You swinging. I'm single. Per your doing. You set it all up. You set the whole thing up. Every time it went down, and it went down several times. You promoted that. So when you tell the people something like that, lay it all out. Put your cards face up. I was a blackjack dealer. Put your cards face up. Play the game. You got caught in the game that emotionally you weren't able to handle.
Okay, so
Wow.
that's Delay. Delay, whose hair is incredibly black. I love that. I definitely want to go to wherever he had his haircut at because it was incredibly black and solid and it looked amazing. But he was explaining how Billy Sorrell basically was accusing him of trying to sleep with his wife. And so he went on the internet to explain himself and say, no, I mean, yes, I slept with your wife, but you were the one who put it together. Matter of fact, we've done this on several occasions. And you were the person who initiated it. You reached out to me and asked me that I want to be a part of you and your wife's sexual relationship because you guys are married and I'm single. And his response was this.
Not on some, hey Billy, chill out shit, right? Not on that shit, but on some. First of all, it hurt to see that he was sending them goddamn messages. That hurt. You know what I mean? It hurt to see you going through this shit. That hurt. It hurt to see a marriage not work out. All that shit hurt, man. And a lot of us out here feel like we hurting with you while you going through this shit. But that be the thing. People that you don't know or that you don't worry about.
That's like people that you don't know. Your girl used to be some shit and you trying to validate, hey man, fuck shit is fuck shit.
Yo, Billy, you can't worry about the niggas you don't know. If you don't know that,
I'm not worried about that, but see, I call shit out. Like, nigga, when you charge niggas $5 to try and then you add insult, it's like, nigga, you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. This ain't got nothing to do with that. Like, you trying to fly my wife out ain't got nothing to do with if a nigga was swinging. It's like, all right, give me a perfect case example. This helps people understand this shit. Because mind you, that's the lack of accountability that niggas have in situations. Niggas try to validate they fuck shit versus just being a straight up nigga. Stand on your two, nigga.
You talking about
you don't want to stand on your two. You know why? Because when you stand on your two, nigga, you gonna have to see a nigga on this two. You don't want to do that. See, nigga, you can't ape. I'm gonna Eminem you, bro. I'm gonna 8 Mile. I'm gonna take the bullets out the gun. I'm gonna tell on myself first.
Right. It just sucks for us, Billy.
I mean, he should just start telling everybody how he sucked my dick. That would be probably the first thing that we would start with. Yeah, that's homosexual. He sucked my dick.
You talking about proverbially? Like,
no, he actually literally sucked my dick.
Nah, man.
No,
Billo. It didn't. Come on, man.
Bro, D-Lay sucks dick, bro. Why you think you always talking to Flame? That nigga's a bottom, bro.
A bottom.
Okay, so what's the end game?
Run my face.
And that solves everything.
Run my face. See how this hole go? It's a deep ass hole.
Hey, I promise you, my facial expression. Hey, my face is just like the comments. It's
just
like,
remember, when the story gets told, he sucked my dick. You might have tried to talk about fucking my wife, but after you fucked her,
Hey, Billy, my face is like the comments. Niggas in the comments is feeling my.
Wait, so something slid past in that little in there, and we're gonna just kind of circle back to that. He said, "You want credit for telling people that you fucked my wife, but when you got done fucking her, I fucked you. It's gonna go down in history that you sucked my dick." Okay, before we get into it, one more.
Like,
because
hey, you ain't say that.
No. Let's stay in this hole we in.
This hole is deep, he said.
Yeah, mic drop, nigga.
Okay, so before this, now this is yesterday. Last week there's a blogger, Jason Lee, and everybody was reporting about how he met some guy on Bigo. I don't know what Bigo is. I looked it up, and it looks like a Pokemon challenge. But he met a guy on Bigo, and the guy was. I'll let Jess tell it.
Yeah, you fucked me. You sucked my dick.
Siobhan, that's how I'm feeling right now. Like Billy.
Nah. See how niggas like to play?
Oh, the motherfucker comes on my live and I'm like, yo, you should come to Atlanta so I can fuck you. I'm playing around, but not really, because I will fly you out and I will fuck you if I want. Why? Because I'm 43 and grown as fuck. He 24. Yeah, there's an age gap. Who gives a fuck? I fuck this young ass, so I'm gonna get to that. Now, this motherfucker said, okay, I want to fly out. I'm fly out.
Okay, so my question. Are there rules to breaking up on social media? Like, are there rules to breaking up in social media? I know there's rules in the regular world. Is this too far?
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody's still trying to process. Everybody's still trying to process the information.
This is the world we live in now.
Yeah, but is it too far? Because you can get away with things on the internet you can't get away with in person. You can't be in front of me and call me a bottom and think that
come here.
For the studio, for our fans and our audience, if you don't know what a bottom is, it's a person that's in a gay relationship who is predominantly receives on the receiving end of. Go ahead.
It doesn't necessarily have to be a gay relationship. It could be a dominant submissive relationship as well. It's the person who's underneath, the one who submits. It could be gay, lesbian, straight, whatever. But a bottom is the one who's taking all of receiving the
assets. The person that's receiving the assets is the bottom, and the person who's depositing
is the top. The dominant.
The top is depositing into the account. The bottom is receiving.
Yes.
Is in funds receivable. So that was an added insult. Because he's basically saying, and this is a thing in the gay community that they call bottom shaming, because nobody should feel bad about the position that they play in the relationship, especially if you're not in that relationship. So if you're with somebody and you guys are engaging in sexual activity and you're just whatever position you're in, you're just important, just as prominent, and should garner just as much respect as the other person. So I don't know if he meant that in a derogatory way, or if he was just saying that was that guy's preferable position. Was that a dig?
I feel like he was trying to shame him by saying you're a bottom. It's like my wife did you, I did you. That's who you are to us. Don't try to claim that you have control. We the one who did this to you. And I think that's foul. I think it's foul.
Right. because that's how it came across. Like, hey, we spotted you, we had a conversation, we wanted you, we brought you in, we did, we had our way with you, and now that you're trying to make a scene of it, we're going to not only tell your business but make it derogatory.
Like, how dare you say anything when we had our way with you? Exactly, those are my words.
Right.
What went wrong to come to this? Because it was all fun and games in the bedroom at one point, right? They're all rolling around in the bed, playing around. And then what happened for it to go this far, though? What do you guys think?
Okay, so for me, from context from the conversation, from the interview, there was supposedly this guy was still messaging the wife.
Oh, see that part.
Was still messaging the wife, and from the context. Now, I don't know this for a fact. I did see a video pertaining to it, but it was so long. It was like a 12-minute video, and the clip was way on the end, and I really didn't have time to go through read the narrative. But from the context of it, they were having a swinger relationship. They were engaging in a a consensual three-way adult relationship, and I think the delay guy continued to message the wife. Now, the wife. Are we gonna do that? Should we? It's out there, huh? So the wife is Jaguar from the Ray J show, and she's married to Billy, and they were.
Billy who?
Billy is a guy. Billy is the guy that was receiving the fellatio from the guy who was on the couch,
Ooh,
and
this
then
is messy.
Billy Sorrells, he's the comedian that was talking to the other guy when they had in the Instagram live. And
so the comedians was the
comedians. Delay and Billy are comedians. They had a podcast called I forget the name of it, but they had a podcast together for many years. And
Delay was getting with the other comedian's wife in a three-way.
No, messaging supposedly.
Okay.
Messaging the wife. So they had a consensual 3-year relationship, and then this guy is messaging the wife outside of the agreement of the arrangement. He finds out, and then he flips his lid because he's like, "Yo, why are you messaging my wife? Why are you trying to sleep with my wife, or whatever?" But he goes viral with it. He doesn't keep it in between them. He goes out on and says like, "Yo, this dude's sneaky. This dude's." Not upstanding guy because he's trying to sleep with my wife. And then this guy says, I already slept with your wife. What are you talking about? We all did. This was a consensual relationship. And then I guess he took that as though he was trying to control the narrative. And he's like, well, since we're going to put it out there, let's put it out there. Yes, we had a 3-way relationship. Me and my wife brought you into the bedroom, and you, in his words, you gave excellent head, and I let you penetrate my wife, then I penetrated you.
Yeah.
My oh my. Tony's face.
So, I'm still. Okay. We're gonna take a half a second here. So walk me through this. So the guy in the top video is who was that?
The bottom.
Okay, that's the bottom. And then the dark skinned guy was who? His friend?
Billy.
That's his friend.
So they're talking between each other.
So the first guy who did the loan video,
the bottom guy.
That's Delay.
That's
the
Delay.
guy.
No, it's not let's not call him the bottom guy. The guy Delay, the guy on the couch by himself. Right? The guy that was in the split frame, who all we saw was his lips.
Yeah.
That's the husband of the wife that were having a threesome with the guy on the couch.
That's Billy.
Yeah.
No, the guy on the couch is Delay.
Wait, who the only guy that we saw his
couch
lips?
is Delay. Billy's the guy
Couch
that's
is Delay.
the two
Split screen is
videos.
Billy. That Billy lip. Yes. And then the wife, And so this all unraveled because the guy on the couch was DMing the wife of the guy with the split screen lips. And then he went online, he went on social media and was basically trying to blast him for being a sneaky behind the back, trying to get with his wife after they had already engaged. And then that guy, the husband, then the guy on the couch, Delay, tries to explain that I already hit that because we did it together. And so because of that stance that he took, the husband, Billy, then decided to tell all the business and to tell him that he wants that fade first time on site.
Yeah, from sucking dick to fighting.
Baby, they went from sword fighting to fist fighting.
It's a thin line between love and hate.
It's
That's
a
a
thin
very
line.
interesting love triangle. Okay.
It is, but my question is this too far? Like even with, okay, so even from that situation to the blogger situation, right? He meets a guy on he meets a guy on the Pokemon app, right? They agree to fly out. They agree to meet. He flies the guy out. The guy comes out. They engage in engage in relationships. The blogger says that it was a one night stand. The guy from Bigo says it was a weekend romance. And then some other bloggers were letting this Jason know that this guy was calling, hitting him up, saying that he had some information.
Yeah.
Jason assumed that he was going to tell people that they slept together, so he went on and spilled the tea. Said, yeah, then this is what happened. And then the other guy, Problem Child on Bigo, he went on an interview of his own and said, what Lindsay said,
wide open, honey.
Why? Oh, baby, that man said this hole is deep. You see how deep this hole is?
What is Bigo?
Bigo is an app for children. I think. I don't know. I'm not on Bigo, but there are kids on Bigo, and it's like an app. Imagine if Instagram. Imagine if Instagram had video game in it. Like it was like you get rewards and all this. I don't know. I looked at it. It looks like witchcraft. I got out of there and burned some sage. But this Problem Child guy then goes on to do an interview and says, no, this is not what happened. He flew me out. He paid for the flight. I wasn't broke. I caught an Uber to his house. We went out to dinner. His credit card got declined. His security guard had to pay for our food. And at that point, I realized that he didn't have what he said he had. So I went to my friend's house, stayed another day, and then I went home. And he said, and then they went on to describe. He said he put the boy's legs back, and he had a Magnum condom. The boy says that that was not the case. That he didn't even know. He didn't feel anything. He didn't even know that they had started, and it just went back and forth. And so my question is this too far? This is too far. I feel like it's too far.
Not too far. It's entertainment.
I know, it's only
too far. It's too far.
I saw the video. I saw Jason say his part. I saw the guy say his part. To be honest with you, I think the guy had a whole bunch of nothing. I think he really honestly was doing it for clout.
I don't know. Or the interview.
So the young, okay, I don't know how, the guy that was with Jason,
24,
the one who claimed that he was with Jason. I saw his interview that he did, the initial one, and I was just like, seems like you're grasping at nothing. It didn't seem to have that much weight. We've all had encounters with people that, it was just an encounter and that was it. I don't know what you thought it was, but it just seemed like it went bad fast.
Right. So I guess
my exes say all kind of crazy shit about me. Trust me, when they were with me and in my face, it was all love and I was a goddess. But if we're no longer together, then I'm fat, I'm ugly, I'm old, I'm this, I'm that. So that comes with the territory, especially with people that aren't ready, for who you are and the level that you're on. So I expect you to talk shit. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I think this is all fodder and distraction. And
right. But here's my thing. So from the video that I saw from Problem Child, right? Mm-hmm.
This is hilarious. The snapper was snapping, honey.
So
a lot of moving parts in that one.
Yes, it was. They was playing Operation. But my thing is this. I think in response to what you were saying, Cecily, Problem Child went on to try to clear his name and say that because he's in the interview he said, I'm only here to clear up two things. One, I'm not broke. That I have my own money, and you should be calling me broke.
Out though, right? Didn't he fly himself out?
No. The blogger flew him out. The blogger flew him out.
Okay,
flew him out. But he showed the Uber receipts to the house. He showed and he also the blogger also said that it was a one night stand and he shipped him out and he paid him none and that was that. Well, Problem Child showed a receipt from the company from Hollywood Unlocked, where he had been paid for his visit, and so that was where people were saying, now that could get a little tricky because you shouldn't be paying for the Bigos out the budget. And then there was another scathing claim from the kid. But that's not my topic. My topic is about going too far in social media.
Right.
About
I'm scared. I'm scared of the generation. I'm scared of this place where people just air folks out and don't care what happens next, especially when careers and things are on the line. Folks are in entertainment and what have you. And when I looked at both the guys, the comedians, their Instagrams, you see folks saying, "Hey, take this offline. Like, we don't want to see this. You're tarnishing your brand." Like, folks are like, "Look, we don't want this part." I feel like a lot of these guys are shooting themselves in the foot as far as their longevity go for their career. Because when your turn comes up, like you said, I don't know if you made it to your casting with the Illuminati, but those aren't things that people want on the resume.
No, they did. No, I was downstairs waiting, and the Illuminati never came to get me. So I'm still.
Do you think that they may have been like the swinging couple? This may increase their subscription base because there may be some other swingers out there who now want to get with them that would have not gotten with them because this information was not public. Now it's public. I'm sure they're going to get a lot more proposals and a lot of stuff coming their way. So sometimes you don't know. It's too far.
I disagree. I disagree. I feel like
you talk too much. If you talk too much, you can't hear the party.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not going to that party. So that next week you could talk about how my feet was in the ceiling fan and my toe was on the dresser and her tongue was in my ear and you was pinching my nipple. And no, I don't want that out. That's why we went behind. If that's the case, just go on adult OnlyFans or whatever and just get paid.
Where's August? Is all I have to say. Where's August?
Oh, Jada. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. So, Callie, you're the closest thing to a millennial on this podcast right now.
Right.
You said no. You said it's not too far. You said that if a person betrays your trust and starts talking bits and pieces about your business, and it's totally okay to air their ass all the way out and just tell it all.
I'm not saying that it's okay to air out everyone's business on social media, but I do see that this is where the future is going, just everything being out there. I don't know if you guys are on TikTok, but on TikTok, everybody puts everything on there. Like, there's videos on there, people talking about, I'm about to kill myself tomorrow. Like, real shit. Like anything that you can imagine is just online now. Like, and I feel like in the future, it's just going to get worse and worse. Like, we're just like dipping our toes into this situation right now.
Yeah.
There's nothing we can do about it. The ball is rolling.
Yeah, I agree.
All we can do is just sit back and watch.
Just so they're gonna get less. They're gonna get less requests because you got to worry about your business. Like, now I'm worried. I'm worried. If I go, I'm not even going to your house. I'm going to a hotel room that I got myself. Okay, you're going to disrobe. You're going to disrobe at the door. I'm going to have a garbage bag put all your stuff in, and I'm going to set all your shit outside just in case your phone is running in your pocket. Like, what happened to like the hook? Just to I just want to have a little.
Nobody's has discretionary ways about them anymore. They just
not anymore.
And I think so too. A lot of this plays as a part of that. It's about entertainment, and sometimes some of these I won't say breaking news, but sometimes some of these indiscretions can lead to a check. So,
Yeah, well, you know what? When you're doing it for clout, I guess
it doesn't happen that way for Black people. I'll just say that.
What about Black people?
It doesn't happen for Black folks that same way. Give me Vanessa Williams. Give me Kim Kardashian. Y'all, some of y'all were alive during those times.
Well, Vanessa Williams was.
I thought she was saying. I'm sorry. I thought she was saying that she was down to. I'm sorry. I missed. I thought she was saying those two. propositioned you was going. That's what I thought.
Not at
Vanessa
all.
Williams, the picture.
Repeat that. Sorry, repeat that. But look, I feel
performing.
like I'm committing to sin. I'm putting on my pastor's collar. What happened?
Vanessa Williams, when she got crowned Miss America, she had some salacious pictures that come out with her tongue in some woman's vagina, and they stripped her of her crown.
Eagle. Yeah, they took it away from her.
They took her crown.
Wow.
But look, but the first lady of the United States, too much, too soon.
Well, again, that's what I'm saying. It depends on, like, we
non-melanated.
Huh?
I say melanin, non-melanated.
I think it's
I believe that. I believe the world's more forgiving to non-Black people when they make these kind of mistakes.
I also agree. I feel like go ahead.
It could boost somebody else's career.
Right.
They got a little edge to them.
Yeah, because Ray J didn't get rich off the sex tape. He had to sell scooters and glasses that don't work.
Exactly. He's been working very hard.
Yeah, he's been working really, really hard to get his millions up. He didn't get rich off the sex tape. So I agree with you 100%. That it doesn't work that way. I feel like when people of color get exposed like that, then it feeds the narrative that this country wants to create, that we are demonic and that we're deviant and this, that, and the third. But I think when the ex-president's wife has pictures of her salaciously spread across God's good earth, it's okay. Well, that was her past, and it was classy and it was done well. But anyway, if you're dating on social media, I don't know what to tell you. Put your phones in the freezer. When the date come over, put your phones in the freezer until it's time to go home. Cecily, what else is going on in the world? I know you got something for us. What's bugging you this week?
So this is going to be a hard turn to the left. So the serious portion of the show, I have following the murder of 16-year-old Ma'Khia Bryant, Ma'Khia, baby girl, whoever you are, however you say your name, you are missed and you are loved. There's been such an outpour towards this young lady, and not just in the Black community, but everyone. People across the board are really just upset because they feel like she wasn't given a chance to be talked down, a chance for de-escalation. It just, it was unnecessary for her to lose her life. One thing I wanted to point out is that I have never seen so many people try to justify why someone should die. Like, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to social media, but everybody's an attorney, everybody's an expert, and we literally have grown people saying that she deserved to be murdered, which is what I call it. I'm on the PTA board of my kids' school, and I know a lot of educators. And when I shared this video with those people, especially the Black educators, they say we do this all the time. We de-escalate situations like this all the time. Nobody is hurt. And in some instances, some of the kids aren't even expelled. So I just felt like we really do need to, as Black lives do matter, but we also need to focus on the children. And I feel like there's a major problem with adultification. And that basically means that we're treating our young Black boys and Black girls like adults. And there was a study that was done. Georgetown Law did a study where they said that Black girls need less nurturing, less protection, less support, and less comfort than white girls. Across the board, not only do non-Black people feel this way, but Black people feel this way as well. When our Black girls are viewed as being more adult-like, they are less susceptible to be comforted. They are hypersexualized. They receive harsher treatment when they're punished. They are treated in a less empathetic way as their peers. And I'm happy to see that a lot of news organizations allowed Black educators and folks to come on and to at least talk about these issues. Indeed, I also feel like now more than ever, we need to demand that our police departments are trained in a way where they are more empathetic to our Black youth. And I feel like if we don't do that, we're basically saying that there's a certain segment of society or certain types of children are more killable than other children, basically. If you're going to tell me that Ma'Khia should be killed because she looked like an adult, although she's not, then that's not good enough for me. I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional, but I just want to share that. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are.
Can I say?
I want to get my tequila because
I know every week I'm like, I want to go high, but
I'm out the bottle on this one.
Okay.
No, but
we need to talk about it. It's a real thing. And I thought about it myself. I was like, I remember times being a young woman. I mean, I've had both my parents. I was raised in a good Christian home. I mean, my parents, they prepared me for this fucking world. And I'm just like, I've had so many people. How many times? I remember being 10 and 11 years old, having grown men roll up on me and ask me and say things to me. People put me in grown-up situations. I've been this person having this conversation for most of my life since I was 9, 10, 11 years old, you know? And I've raised my children to be savvy because of my experiences, but I just can't imagine what it's like even just for my 8-year-old today, you know? It's just like, it's so sad that our young Black children's life, you know, their innocence is cut short. And it's just not good enough for you to throw a study at me and say, oh, well, you know what I mean? Like, more needs to happen. It's just not right. And I just can't believe that when we're talking about our children. Okay, you can talk about the men. Okay, you can talk about their stereotypes, but we're talking about little Black kids. You mean to tell me little Black kids deserve to die too? That's nuts to me.
I agree 100%. I agree 100%. I feel like, and I'm sorry, but we do it to them too. Like we do it to them. We do it to them too. As a community,
Mm-hmm.
we see kids outside cutting up, and we treat them like adults. We look
Yes,
at them like adults. We don't look at them as kids being kids. We look at whose child is that? Why they weren't raised right? They need to go. They need their ass whooped. They need to go to jail. So it's not that's across the board. You know, I definitely understand what you're saying about the police and the brutality that.
How many times have we seen little white boys kill a whole school and they get pulled into custody with not a scratch?
No, more worse than that. They get picked up, taken to Burger King, fed. They stop by the house, get pajamas, their favorite teddy bear, all of that. So we definitely at this point, I will give it to this. I will give it to the younger generation, especially during 2020, because they were the feet on the ground. You know what I'm saying? The millennials were the ones that were getting the protests together, and so I applaud them for helping move this narrative to the forefront. Because something has to happen, and I agree with you. I'm gonna leave it at that because I saw that I don't even watch that stuff anymore because
Video.
I don't want to become this. I want to be shocked every time it happens. I want to be pissed every time it happens. I did watch that video, and it was a lot happening at one time, but that's what the fuck I'm sorry. That's what you're trained for. You're trained to walk into a situation and be able to assess in a situation what's happening in 5 different directions and be able to do your job without someone losing their life. And we watch you guys do it all the time. You walk into a nightclub full of adults and are able to break up a bar brawl and take people out of there without anybody being hurt. And so now I feel like we're being executed under the guise of policing in America, and I think she was just another victim. Another guy got killed like in California. I think this week they kneeled on him until he died. So I want us to be balanced enough as Black people, as people of color, as Americans. First of all, I want them to just get rid of the subtext. We're just Americans. And at the point when we all are Americans, then you start treating us all Americans equally, then we probably will see a change. Second of all, I want police to have liability insurance because as long as the taxpayers are paying for the murder of innocent Black people, they're never going to give a fuck. But if it has to come out of their pension, if it has to come out of their kids' education money, if they have to lose their home because they have to put it up for collateral for a civil lawsuit because you killed somebody's kid, you'll think twice about pulling that trigger. You know what I mean? And I also I don't know. I don't think it's gonna stop anytime soon. I feel for her and for her family.
You would think that the awareness of these brutalities would lessen them, but it's almost like the cops are seeing other cops kill Black people wrongly on social media, and then that's like in the forefront of their mind when they're in the situation, so they're doing the same thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of backfiring. I
Right.
just don't understand what's going
It's
on.
like social media has become the training manual for how to
Right.
react to situations. It's like,
Right.
whoa, this is worse than the last situation. Just start shooting.
Right.
But
I've seen this before. I'm
Yeah.
going to pull out my gun now.
Yeah, but I think it's embedded. I think I know it's embedded in the fraternal order. I know it's embedded. They're race soldiers, they're slave catchers at their core, and so it's embedded in them. But they also too, they understand that the difference between what's going to come down the pipe if they shoot, if they are not like I've seen white people do some egregious. One man drove off with a whole police officer hanging from the side of his truck, and he was in court the next day with a bond. And I've seen kids be murdered for BB guns. So yeah, it's a conversation we need to have. I'm glad that we are in a place now where this is a part of the balance of being Black in America, where we can have fun and TikTok dance and do the Cupid shuffle and the wall and go to the concerts and Bruno Mars, and we can also talk about the murder of our innocent children and police brutality and reform and all of that. And Kamala Harris was on television recently, and she said America's still racist. There's still racism still exists in America, and I'm not going to say that I was a fan originally. But if that's the conversation that we're going to have, then I'm here for it.
Okay.
I'm here for it.
What does bringing the forefront of racism mean? We know it exists. We know we're victims of it. And with the police, fortunately for us, no Black cops have killed people, to my knowledge. So I know that from being closely associated to police officers, that sometimes, like, to Mike's point, it is a fraternal order, and there are things that you're taught, and it's just like sometimes you don't have. I'm not defending anyone, but I'm saying sometimes you're just reacting. You don't have the opportunity to think things through. You have a split second to kind of decide what you're going to do. Not saying it's right or wrong, but I'm thinking, like, if the shoe was on the other foot and these officers that were Black that killed these kids, how would we then feel? Because I'm just wondering, because it's like it's hard to be in somebody's shoes and say what you would do, because you're not in their shoes. We know what you're trained to do and what we'd like you to do, but you can never say that. It's a hard road.
Here's my thing.
You can't just switch people out and judge it by the same thing, because people's bias and prejudice and racist attitudes come with the package. You know what I mean? I can't necessarily say you put a Black man in that situation, now let's play the game. I'm not even here for it, because it's not a game. Someone died. So I would prefer not to answer that question. But to your point, Black officers are also exert more force against Black people as well. So it's a problem that we have with each other. I perceive you to be more aggressive and dangerous than a white man, period.
Yeah, I agree. So,
and just because we're socialized that way doesn't mean that, if everybody feels that way, then that's what you are and that's what we get. We have to change it across the board.
Right. And and for me, I think that we can walk away with that narrative, that the stigma for people of color, period, needs to change. I think that with more exposure and more inclusivity, when people understand that when a Black person said, "I will blow this motherfucker up," they don't mean a bomb. They mean, "I will cuss everybody here out before I leave, and then I'm gonna get in my car and go home and be upset." But we're not like the narrative is that we are the enemy of all things peaceful, and that's really not the case. And we're not going to change it on the show. But if everybody walks away from this moment saying, "Look, let me think about it. Let me hesitate before I judge somebody. Let me give somebody the benefit of the doubt. Let me think about where a person is mentally after a pandemic, and if they've been stuck in the house, and the first time they came out the house, they got to Trader Joe's, and somebody said something horribly wrong to them." And this is a year's worth of pent-up frustration. Maybe we can look at that situation and say, you know what? all right, we good. But who knows? We'll see. We'll see what happens. Normally, right now, I would have a not today Satan moment, but we're not going to have a not today Satan moment because police are the not today Satan moment. We want to see change, and we want to see it in this next generation. So you guys keep doing what you're doing. We're going to keep doing what we're doing, and we will catch you guys next week. All right. God bless. Thanks, Callie.
Thank you.